I have never made a makeup tutorial before. This is not going to be your standard makeup tutorial. This is going to be a Gore makeup tutorial. And this is for a special friend of mine. Talking to you, Zoe. Her and I were talking about sewing dresses and doing makeup and all this stuff. We both love Halloween. And this is my designated Gore makeup shirt because I stained it with fake blood. Well, technically it was a pin. It's a long story. But here we go. So, as far as doing Gore makeup goes, it's a very simple color palette. You don't really want to do reds, because red is too harsh to start off with. Red is not going to be a base layer. Honestly, the only red thing you should have in Gore makeup is going to be the blood. You should do pinks. So, pink shows the irritation of swelling. I started off doing bruise makeup. I just kind of taught myself. But pink is for bruising. Or pink is for swelling, irritation. And then you have purple for showing the actual damage underneath the skin. Bruises are just, fun fact, bruises are just blood pooling underneath the skin. Because you've ruptured blood vessels and stuff. So bruises are when you've just ruptured some capillaries underneath your skin and it's sensitive. The tissue sensitive because the blood is pooled there and it's not supposed to be. But yeah. Purple to show blood pooling. And then you have yellows and blacks. Very, very small amount of black or else it'll look too dark. But you have yellows and blacks to make it look infected. And that's how you get your bruise effect. So, honestly, cheap stuff from Walmart will work. As far as darker colors go, whenever you do like a cut or an incision, I use liquid eyeliner to do that, but it is one of the last steps. Make sure you have wipes. I recommend Neutrogena makeup remover wipes. They work so well. They really do. It might take a few, because you're about to put a whole bunch of crap on your face and on your neck if you're doing what I'm doing for my Halloween, but they work so well and they make your skin feel really clean afterwards. So make sure you have those. Whatever foundation works for your skin. I use one that I got at a mall last year. It's BB cream. Honestly, I love it. It doesn't really clog my pores unless I leave it on for more than 12 hours. Normally I don't unless it's been a long day. Get yourself a brush. You might want to also get some Q-tips because we're going to be using a lot of different colors and you don't want to ruin your brush. The only thing you should really use this for is if you're doing your base foundation and then the blush that you're going to do. And what works best, like honestly, anything will work for this. As long as you just have your colors right, you can use whatever product just feels best on your skin. I have a e.l.f. blush palette. It's got 4 different colors. Oop. It's got 4 different colors. And honestly, I use this pink whenever I'm doing bruise makeup because it works the best for my skin color anyways, to make it look exaggerated but not overwhelmingly so. Like any palette will work for this. I also have, this is just like a generic LA Colors. I've never even heard of it. Then again, I don't wear makeup often. So I just grabbed this from Walmart. It's got a couple of purples and varying skin tones. So if you don't have a palette that has yellow in it, choose different colors for skin tones. So I'm very pale. Anything honestly darker than me will work. Or anything lighter than me will work. It depends on how your skin is. I generally will do a tad bit of light and a tad bit of darker so that I can kind of mesh it all together and make it really pop. You're going to need mascara because you're actually going to put on eye makeup. The only lipstick I have is bright red, and I need to get something a little paler, but I kind of started making this video on really short notice, so we're going to work with what we have. That should be it. Okay. I'm trying to remember how I did this last time, because I do it different every single time. You really shouldn't trust me to do makeup videos, because I will wildly do it different every single time. Alright, so whenever I start out doing a incision or a bruise, I generally like to do something a little darker than my own skin tone. So since I will be using this brush later, I'm only going to use the tip of it for my blush. And we have a darker color here too, this brown, and that's what I'm going to put down. I will lighten it up. It's going to look really exaggerated and really stupid at first, but it's going to lighten up. Ooh, I have a lot of dust on here. I'm trying to do this to where you can see it. And you're going to do a really thick line of it, and you're going to have to do it several times or else you won't be able to see it. So after you've applied that heavily, and I am pale, so it is very, very heavy, you can see... Hold on, let me turn on another light. Oh. Work. There we go. So you can see that it is actually quite dark, and it looks kind of orangish, brownish. We'll fix that later. Alright, let me get this stuff off of my... Okay. Now I'm going to go in with a pink. And I'm going to use the pink that I showed you earlier. Well, I might switch up between this lighter one and this darker one. I'm going to start out with the darker one and then layer on later with the lighter color. This one I don't use because it's more red and it also has sparkles in it. And people's blood doesn't sparkle. Just saying. Alright. This is when we're going to use a vast majority of our, and I have a whole box of Q-tips. We're going to use a lot of Q-tips for this part, because the only thing I really want to use my brush on is going to be foundation and blush. Really just the major base layers. I should have blended my foundation first. See, I never do anything in the same order. I am forgetful. So you're going to want to kind of apply a little bit of pressure so that you scrape a bit, so that you can get some of the powder for later on. And I'm going to use my little mirror here. And instead of doing the whole thing with the darker pink, you're going to kind of make a little line, and that's not going to be a perfect line, but you're going to make a little line down the middle. I can't tell if you can see it. Also, enjoy my nose. Okay, so now you can kind of see, and I'll have to zoom in later, but now you can kind of see, I can't get the lighting right, now you can kind of see the two different tones. It looks gross, I know, because it's like, ugh, they're not blended, ugh. It will be. Relax. Patience is a virtue. Where's my trash can? I need to get a trash can, because I'm going to waste a lot of these suckers. So now you have your two major colors. We're going to come in here. Or not, fine, relax. We're gonna come in here and do this. Kind of get those colors to mesh together. And it's okay if it's a little messy, like I said. Death is messy, so it's not gonna look perfect. Okay. Now this is the part where we add the purples, and then the lighter, darker skin tones, and a little bit of black. I actually don't have black in this palette, so I use, like, I don't know, I said no reds, but since I don't have black, I'm going to be using a maroon burgundy-ish color and substitute it out, because I don't have any dark enough browns to do that. We will, however, be using a very dark black with our liquid eyeliner later. Make sure that's nice, and actually I'm going to leave that out because it's got a mirror on it. Let's see, how is that? Oh yeah, that's good. Okay, So the only two purples I have on here, let me show you. The only two purples I have on here are light and then blue. Now, it's not quite periwinkle, and periwinkle does exist. John, if you're watching this in the future, periwinkle is a real color, and I will not stand for these false accusations. This is a little darker than a periwinkle. It's got more purple in it. I'm going to use a slight mixture of both. And I'm actually going to come in and lighten it up with the light purple first. So you're taking your lighter purple. And you're kind of putting it all over the place, honestly. I mean, yeah, you're going to want to put it along that middle line, the suture line, whatever, or not suture, the severing line. But purple all over will make it look generally bruised and disgusting, so. And as long as you stick to your palette, honestly, pinks, purples, yellows, or whites, not super white, not like pristine, but like a very gentle beige. Why is my light freaking out? Purples, pinks, yellows, blacks, but if you don't have black, maroon, or a dark red. You can also, you also need to use, you do need a darker color whenever you're starting your base so that it doesn't look too faded out against your skin. It helps accentuate it. So let's get more of that light purple. We're going to use the opposite end of this for the darker purple. You can substitute the yellows for varying skin colors, but purples are essential. Get a lot of it. You're gonna need it. Okay. And you can see that a little more. Sorry, my light is really crappy right now. It's actually way past midnight. So I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm waiting on my sheets to finish washing. So this next part, where to go? This next part, and it might sound dumb, but we are going to take a dash of this blood, just a tiny, tiny bit. We're going to dab it on there. See what we're doing? Really? There's foil on this small little opening. What we're going to do is we are going to layer our blood. Ooh, it's a gushing. And so we're going to dab it on. We're going to dab it on in layers, very thin layers. Okay, yeah. We're going to dab it on in very thin layers. That way it'll dry quickly. And while our blood is drying, we will be doing our face makeup. So we actually have our laceration a little like this, kind of slashed. I messed up. I'm trying to like focus on doing it like this while dabbing it on, and my perception is not great. Okay. That ended abruptly. My phone overheated and stopped recording video. The last part, luckily it notified me when it did that, so I didn't keep talking. The next part that we're gonna do, since we have this first, and actually I just looked in the bathroom mirror, this is a lot lighter than it looks, which is why we do so much layering. But yeah, my phone overheated and I decided to grab some almonds. It's a healthy snack. If you're gonna snack past midnight, at least make it healthy. Okay. So, I really like this part because this is when it all starts coming together. This is when we use, since I don't have yellows, This is when we use our light beiges, or tans, depending on whatever skin you have. Again, this really depends on what kind of skin you have. And then our burgundy. So for me, well, I'm going to first put on this red, this dark burgundy right here. And then I'm going to hit it with this really, really light. It's almost, I mean, it might be actually lighter than me. But we're going to use this shade right here. After we do that, we're going to hit it with a tiny, tiny bit of the light pink that I mentioned earlier. And then we're going to go in again, do another spotted layer, another dabbed layer of our fake blood. Sorry, I had almonds stuck in my teeth. Alright. Also, after we do our other dab of fake blood, liquid eyeliner. You can find it really cheap at Walmart. Doesn't matter what kind you get. It might itch a little bit, but wait till it dries. Then you'll be alright. I mean, you're putting a crap ton of stuff on your neck and face. It's gonna itch a little. High maintenance, calm down. Okay. So now we're taking, and you know, I even used a little bit of this kind of bronze over here. I'm awful at this. I used a little bit of this bronze-ish. I'm awful. I really am. But, you know what? I still love myself. People mess up all the time. I'm an expert in it. But as long as you get back up, that's what matters. So you're going to take a whole heck of a lot of that red, since we don't have black, and dab it everywhere. Everywhere. And you are going to apply this heavily. Now, I said we were applying this crap heavily, and we did. Before we add our lighter colors, though, flip it over to your other side, and go back in with our base brown. Ooh, popping out of the palette. Oh, it must have been when I dropped it earlier. I drop all of these all the time. We're going to go in with our brown from earlier, and lightly, this time we are not applying heavily, lightly dab around the edges. It's going to look kind of dark, and then we're going to blend it. Okay. Now, take another Q-tip. And to mock our yellow, we're going to go in with this super light color. We're not going to use a lot of this. Oh, wait. Crap. Going to blend this. And, you know, I said I wasn't going to use my brush for a lot, but screw it. We are the masters of our own destiny, and we change our minds sometimes. If you want to, you can also take a Q-tip and kind of zigzag. But do it lightly, or else you'll take out too much of the makeup. We are applying several layers, though, remember, so don't apply it super heavy in the beginning anyways, unless I tell you to. Okay, so we're really forming up now. We are going to come in with this darker brown first, actually. I am deciding to use this darker brown. We're not going to use a lot of it, because it will wildly contrast with my skin color. Apply it a little above the line. We've got our purples under the line and our bronzes, bronze-ish, above the line. And if you don't get this your first time, relax. The first time I ever did bruise makeup, it looked like I literally just went and like head-butted a color palette. It takes practice. That being said, I'm still very amateur, so... Oh, it's 1:30. My computer just booted up. It's 1:30 a.m., people. Oh. Onto our lighter. This one right here. And again, get whatever palette you think will work best for your skin. Skin color, or just the way your skin is. Because some people have more sensitive skin than others. I'm a very emotionally sensitive person, so luckily God didn't give me super sensitive skin. Alright. Let's come in here. And I do this to lighten up outside of our major line. So like, it's to soften the browns that we did earlier to help blend more into our skin. So we've lightened it up a little. Now you can see the laceration better. Okay, okay, we're done with this palette for now. We will use it later when we're doing this. Even though I have really thick brows, I'm still gonna make my brows a little darker and fill them in a bit to make them really pop. But we're not doing that right now. We are about to do something exciting, but first, we're gonna come in with our big brush. And we are going to take this light pink right here. Go along that original laceration line you created. Try to follow the spatters of fake blood that you did earlier. It'll help it a lot. Okay. And you don't need to add too much of this, because we are about to dab on a crap ton of fake blood, and that'll take care of the rest. So, first things first. We're done with this for now. We will use it. We're going to do a very exaggerated blush on the cheeks. I'm doing very, like, hyper-realistic. About that, I had to take a short almond break. They are fantastic, truly. See, my deal is when I start craving something healthy, I'll tend to eat too much of it, and then I'll make myself sick. I had 2 bananas earlier today, and my mom told me to slow down because she was convinced that I was going to give myself potassium poisoning or something. That'd be an interesting way to go. Cause of death? Too many bananas. Whatever. Life is funny. Okay, now back to death. Where'd it go? We're going to do another layer, well, preferably another 2 layers of fake blood, dabbing, then our line of black. And then while all that crap's drying, we are going to work on the face. And I know it needs a lot of work. Don't judge me, okay? It's been a long day. And I'm trying to catch up on all of my sleep that I've been missing during school, since it's fall break. We see how well that's turning out at 1 something in the morning. Okay. I hope some of y'all use this for Halloween or else I'm gonna be really mad. Make sure all that is not clumped together. Okay. This is not gonna look great. With most of this stuff, it's not gonna look good. You're just gonna have to try your best. And since our stuff is still wet, that is gonna be our guide. Okay. So as you can see, I have a line going. Oh, I got some fake blood on that. Yeesh. Oh, and you will get makeup on other parts of your body. Most of it I have wound up getting on my shirt. Hold on, you can't see it. I have some brown here. Yeah, you can't see it. You gotta be really careful on this part or else you're gonna get a whole bunch of fake blood on the underneath your chin. Okay, so you have a rough outline of where that's gonna be. You're gonna want to darken parts of it, make it look a little thicker in other areas, because again, it's a cut. Not all parts of it are going to be super even. Some parts are going to be thinner, some parts are going to be thicker, and I can't believe this part of the video is already 6 minutes long. I like to talk way too much. So for now, we are going to cap this bad boy and let this dry. It is not complete. Do not judge me. We're not done yet. Now, here's the fun part. The part where I turn super blind because I have to take off my glasses and I gotta pull this closer or else I'm not gonna see anything because I am blind. Okay. Turn on another light too. So, take your cream foundation. It has to be a cream. Cream foundation works so much better, in my honest opinion. However, I rarely wear makeup, and I'm not a makeup guru, so you probably shouldn't trust me. Now, something I've seen people do, because I have watched makeup tutorials, is they put the product on their hand. I don't need my glasses off for this part. What am I doing? They'll put the product on their hand and then dab it in the desired places. I'm gonna look really white, but I'm just gonna consider that the powdered look of the time. This is, I will begrudgingly admit, the funnest thing that I've ever done for someone. I enjoy this. Well, my phone overheated again.
Whoa, it's 2:11. Alright, the next part we're going to do, let's wipe this crap off of me, off of my brush. Okay. We are going to take our bright pink. We are going to apply it generously to our cheeks. And I like to do kind of like the little fish and do it like that for the original, and then just swirl it. Again, I'm not an expert. So, it's pretty drastic. It's supposed to be. Relax. The entire concept of this is that it's supposed to be dramatic. And it'll probably traumatize a couple of kids, to be fair. Alright. Now we're gonna go say, let's do whatever we want, and circle off this top part. You will probably look like a clown. Go for it. At least you'll be a fantastic looking clown with a fantastic looking cut mark. We are gonna make these bold and bright, and no one can tell us otherwise. Plus, even if your makeup's a little messy, it's okay. And our lips are very pale. We're not using all of them. Remember that. Again. My bop. Ugh. My back is having to be popped like crazy today. I don't know what my deal is. I should go see a chiropractor, but I don't have that kind of money, so I won't. Alright. Time for this. This is Lip Sense, and it works well. It just burns. So we're gonna do our little evil Queen of Heart thing. It's not going to be perfect, just as long as your lips are underdrawn. And I know that some women overdraw their lips, but sweetie, you are perfect the way you are. You don't need to be Kylie Jenner. Half of her's fake anyways. Not to mention this is Halloween makeup. Hi. So, Lip Sense sticks together a little bit before it dries, so I'm gonna have to dry this. Our handy dandy silk fan from Japan. Yeah, jealous. I actually bought this in Japan, not just ordered it. Suckers. That is severely and awfully drawn. But you know what? I don't care. It's late, and you get the gist. Alright, kids. With Lip Sense, you also want to make sure you gloss it. But the only gloss that I have, if I even have it no more, since I don't have it, I'm going to use chapstick, and I'm using EOS, the Vanilla Bean. Oh, it's fantastic. I love it. Off to the guillotine. What we're going to do now is we're going back to our fun little LA color palette. I know it's hard to take me seriously right now. We are going to take some of our bronze and apply that to our eyebrows. Because I want to make these, again, I want to exaggerate all of these facial features. It's tired. I can barely even think about what to say. Okay, so all we have left to do on our face, since we have our exaggerated blush, our exaggerated lips, and our eyebrows, is to do our eyes. So for this part, all I'm really gonna do is smudge some liquid eyeliner and put on mascara. It's probably the easiest thing we've done all night. Don't I just look lovely? I am the epitome of fashion and makeup. I don't know how my life came to this. Oh well. I'm having fun while doing it. Alright. I don't know why I grabbed a Q-tip. We don't need that. Back to our liquid eyeliner. This is going to be probably the messiest thing we've done all night. So have fun with it. If you blink and rub, it really helps make it look messy. Do what you want, have fun with it. Honestly, at this point in the evening, all I'm doing is having fun. Earlier I was too formal, but now that I'm tired and past my threshold of sanity, we're having fun. I need more mascara. Dang. Let them have cake. Fantastically disastrous face is finished. You know, if you were in the mood for it, you could even put on more blush. But I don't feel like making myself suffer more than I already have tonight. Should I put on a... no, never mind. Okay. So, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna dab on another layer of fake blood, and then we're gonna drip it. And honestly, dripping fake blood is so fun. Here we go. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Now it's really coming together because we have our... It's looking bruisey. It's looking bruisey. But you must remember, lacerations aren't going to be super bruised. I mean, bruises are caused more by blunt trauma. to be fair. And now we start our dripping. You can do this by pressing it a little harder and letting gravity take its course. See? It's really cold. And honestly, our little black line that we drew earlier is going to smudge off a little bit. It's really just a guide. I am loving how this is turning out. The drips are working so much better than they did last time. I gotta tell you, fake blood works a lot better than pen does. That being said, I am not finding an efficient way to get this stuff to drip. I, at the end, like to go back in and add a little more pink, or dark pink. Just to kind of remind us, hey look, this is where you started. Our little extra flair that we are adding is going to be a spot of blood in the corner of the mouth. The reason why we're going to do this is because whenever people die violent deaths, sometimes, you know, like you've seen the Hollywood movies, they'll start bleeding out of their mouth. I like the effect. I think it adds the little extra oomph. So, we're going to do that. And we're going to do that quickly because it is... I actually recorded so much video on my phone that I ran out of storage space. So, the last part I was going to say, though, was to add the little extra flair. What we're going to do is we're going to recreate the bruise just up in the corner of our mouth right here. So we're going to come in with our pink, spot it around. You know, I'm going to do this strictly with Q-tips because it'll be much faster. And I'm just reusing all our colors from earlier over and over again. Pinks, purples, yada yada, what have you. Now, I know I said we were done with our fake blood, but we are doing just a dash more with it. I will caution you, the fake blood around the corner of your mouth will sting a little bit. I mean, it's made of chemicals that should not be ingested, so be very careful whenever you're applying it around your lip. I can't get these tissues. There we go. I'm going to smudge it a little at the bottom to make it look like I kind of wiped it away. Like, oh, I'm back from the dead. Alright. Now. And there you have it, folks. This is my Marie Antoinette. I hope y'all enjoyed. Zoe especially. I hope this has been educational for whenever you want to do your own Halloween makeup.